Oh, it's you again. During the course of this campaign, Stephen Colbert sat down with several of the most powerful people in the world. But on nights when he wasn't interviewing BTS, he also talked to some presidential candidates. Here are some of the best moments of Colbert's interviews with the people who want to be in charge of the free world. Love you, J-Hope.
Mr. Vice President, you want to talk about issues, but a lot of people want to talk about your gaffes. You have called yourself a gaffe machine, okay? In the last few weeks, you've confused New Hampshire for Vermont, said Bobby Kennedy and MLK were assassinated in the late 70s, assured us I'm not going nuts. Follow-up question, are you going nuts?
Look, the reason I came on the Jimmy Kimmel show is because I'm not. I mean, I got it.
You're fifth nationally in the latest polls. You got a shot at this.
Some time.
Should we worry that we might lose our big gulps if you become president of the United States?
But can I have this one?
Sure, yeah. No. Ooh. So refreshing.
I like it.
I just want to ask my producer, what is the latest do we know about, do you know what the latest results are from the great, if confused, state of Iowa?
So the last I checked, by the measure of state delegate equivalents, we are on track to be the first place winner in the Iowa caucus.
But you actually did not wait on the night of the caucus. You went ahead and said, yeah, I'm pretty sure we won. That is what historians call ballsy.
Yeah, well,
why even campaign in New Hampshire? Why not just declare victory there now? Can you name me as the winner of the Emmys so I don't have to give a congratulations to John Oliver next September? Right now? One hopeful sign I see in America is that the third or fourth thing I learned about you was that you were a gay man. I learned everything else first, and now I think it bears noting that you are the first LGBTQ person to win delegates in any presidential contest. What's that mean? What's that say to you? And I'll let them take a moment. What does that mean to you personally, and what do you think that means about America?
Well, what it means to me personally is that, the very same thing that I thought might mean I would never get to serve in uniform or in office, turns out to be, talk about God having a sense of humor, it turns out to be part of how I've had a chance to make a difference. I didn't set out to be the gay candidate or the gay president, but I also was open about who I am, and here we are. And my hope more broadly is that, I know there's a lot of young people out there wondering if they fit, feeling like maybe they don't belong in their communities, maybe even questioning if they belong in their own families. And hopefully this is one significant bit of proof that they belong after all, and they belong in this country.
Coming up, more of Stephen Colbert's best campaign interviews.